Hey everybody, Jace Allen here from Rum Runner Guitars, and today is a quickie session on doing a 3D contour for a Gibson SG. I had some requests for that, so it turned out to be pretty easy, so we're going to do that real quick, and let's go. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is fire up Aspire, and then you want to run over to the internet and go to electricherald.com, and you want to go to their guitar templates and look for the Gibson SG custom guitar templates, and then you're going to want to find this one here, Complete Building Plans Gibson SG, and this is a PDF file. It has all the data that you'll need, and you download that. It's a PDF file, and this is what we're trying to create right here. It's this contours. So then you want to create a new file in Aspire, and we're going to do a double-sided file, and Gibson SG is 1.34 inches in thickness, whereas the Stratocaster that we did a week or so ago, those are 1.75 inches. You want to make sure you set your thickness, and you're going to want to find some material that is as close to 1.3 inches as possible. If you have a thickness planer, you can plane it down. If you are in contact with your local lumber yard or a wood shop, they can probably plane it down for you and even cut it to your blank size. I'm using a blank size of 16 by 20. That the SG will fit that size. And again, we're going to flip directions horizontally. And then if you follow the tutorial on the Stratocaster, you can use your pin method to do the double-sided cut, and you're going to want a double-sided. Hit OK. Creates your blank. We're going to import vectors, Gibson SG plans, and open. So there you go. There's your SG plans. You want to move it so that it's centered on your board. And then of course you've got all this extra stuff which you don't need. So we're going to delete most of it. But we want to keep this for now, because this has got our, see, our angles. So you might want to just copy this and sort of, or not copy it, but select it and sort of move it out of the way. We're going to do the top and the bottom. So you could just select all this and just set it aside. And we'll deal with that later. And then the rest of it, you can just delete. Now, if you want to, at this stage, you can save some of this information. There's going to be drill holes here. This here is your, well, that's actually your control plate. Some of the stuff we just deleted has your cutout information. See how this dotted line here is going to be where you cut that out, and then see here, these are your pickup cutouts, and the neck cutout is in here. It's just a dashed line. See the neck pocket, I guess you could call that. So you'll have to kind of wade through the file to pick out what you what you need, what you want to keep. But for the sake of this quick demonstration, I'm just going to pretty much get rid of everything other than the contours, the shape of the body, and the lines for the contours. Okay, so there we're left with, and we want to connect. So well, we want to keep this, so we'll bring that down. Oops, and I deleted that down there, but that's fine. I'll actually, let me bring that back. Got a little carried away there. There we go. Okay. So there we have, I'm not going to do this down here right now. I'm going to do this up here. Oh, there we go. Then we need that. But just to give you an idea. So we want to copy the body outline to a new layer. We're going to call that body outline. And then we'll go up here, right click, delete empty. We'll change this one to red. That's the body outline. And then this import whatever PDF, that's we'll call those our contours. So we'll contours. We'll change that to a different color. Okay. So now the body, we'll shut off contours. We'll select body. So the body, you're going to want to close this shape here. So you come over to drawing, draw a line, polyline, make sure it snaps to the corner. Come down here, snaps, hit escape, highlight everything, go over here to edit objects, join, close, and there's your outline. So actually right now you can go to your toolpaths, toolpath profile. You're going to want to cut a little bit deeper than the 1.34 that the body thickness is, and we'll call that body outline. And we won't do tabs right now, but when you're cutting, you should do tabs. And the only reason I don't do tabs when I'm doing the examples is if you double click the waist, it actually shows you a 3D image without any of the waist. And if you do the tabs, it won't let you do that. Okay, so back to 2D view. We're going to come up here, turn contours back on. We're going to turn off body outline for now. And we want to get rid of some of this extra stuff here. So let's just highlight and see where we're at. Okay, that's going to, okay, so we come over here to this interactive trim tool. We come over here and cut that, and that'll go away. And then you want to somewhere, oops, for some reason it turns my layer back on when I do stuff for some reason. I don't know why. Actually, I've lost my, what happened? I did something. Okay, there's my outline. Okay, I don't know what happened. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, okay, I'm good. So we'll do our interactive trim again. Cut that one. And then you can't just cut here because it'll, I don't think anyway. Nope, you can. Okay. So there you go. So you cut those. So now you're just left with the contour, and that's what we're going to sweep. We're going to use the sweep modeling, sweep between two rails. So these become our rails. Oh, they're welded together. So we're going to have to break them apart. And we'll do drawing, edit objects, and then node editing. And then on this very tip of this node, you want to right click and do cut vector. And same over here. Cut vector. Okay, so now we should have two separate shapes. Yep. Okay, so those are our rails. And then these are going to serve as our angles. So what we're going to do is this top angle. And really all we need is this part. So we can get rid of that. And the other part we'll just save for later. But then you want to come back to polyline, snap to your corner, come down about that far. And then you can bring a guideline down because you're going to draw another from here down. Get it straight there. And then join all those together. And then make another one. Copy this. Paste. And then you're going to make another one. But you're going to go back to node editing. You want to cut vector and just delete this. And then you're going to want to take this and like something like that. Actually, it can be shorter. So like that. So this is going to be the very beginning of our sweep in here. So it doesn't actually have a right angle. It's just kind of, just kind of the beginning. So those are the two things you want. This we can get rid of. And the rest of this, we can just kind of move out of the way. Whoops. And we'll deal with that later. Oh, I left a piece. But those you want to keep if you're going to do the whole body. But I'm just doing a quick example. And you'll have to do the same for both sides, and the top and the bottom. But once you see how this works, you'll be able to do pretty much anything. So we're going to select our outside first and then our inside. Come over to modeling. Modeling tools, create a shape by sweeping between two rails. Use selection. Okay. So you can see your red is outside, green is inside. Arrows are all going the same way. So now you want to select your this little tiny angle, and we're going to place that right there. And then you see this red dot. You want to come up here and make sure that the red dot is going to be the correct. Yep, it's this outside. This is your outside. So we want to position it so that it's perpendicular. And we'll put a couple of them in here. So we have a couple. Then we can grab our big angle. We'll put that right about there. We want to make sure this yellow dot corresponds with, okay, see, now that's wrong because that's a yellow dot there. So we actually right click and remove this, delete. So we're actually going to flip this, and we'll see if that works. Okay. Yep, okay. So that's the yellow dot. That's here, so that's your angle. So it's going to go from high to low. And then you can put another one at the very tip. And probably should put one here too, because you want to make sure these angles sort of follow the curve. And we'll throw one here. And I'll put one here. And here. And how about one here? See, it shows you some gray lines. And that is showing you sort of how these are going to sweep around through there. And that should be good. And then we're going to go back to this one. Select that. And then come down to right about here. And then that'll get you to the end. Okay, so then hit apply. It creates your sweep. You go to 3D view, and there it is. You can see it. Looks pretty good. Okay. So go back to your 2D view, hit start new component, and there you have your contour. And then if you go back to, well, actually, if you highlight this and go to tool paths, 3D rough, thickness is all correct, everything looks correct. It'll recalculate, calculate, and you want to go to 3D finish, calculate, and you preview toolpaths. There you go. You've got a pretty decent looking SG body. It's a little screwy here, but you can adjust your file. See, it's a little screwy here too. It might be because this needs to be taller. So re-sweep that beginning point. See, it's a little deep here. So if you use a taller shape that's more the same height as that, then you should be good. There. So use that same height. And so then go back in and redo. Yeah, you'd have to go back in and redo it. But anyway, that gives you a good idea. And then when you, well, actually, let's do it. Why not? We'll show you how. So you can click on that and delete it. Go to your tool paths, remove these tool paths. Okay, so we'll click this one again, click that one. Modeling tools, create a shape by sweeping. Use selection. Arrows go in the same direction. Click on this. Come over here. Click on that. Make sure your dot is on the out. Yep, okay, that's good. And we'll throw another one in there just for, there we go. And then we'll come over to here. And we'll sweep. Here. Why not here? Here. Okay. Looking good. And one more. And then we will grab this one again. And we'll come way down here to right about there. Okay. Very good. And then we'll do apply. That looks better already. So we can check our 3D view. Looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. It's going to drop down, it looks like. I think that's probably good. Apply. I think that's better. Yeah, that's way better. Looks very good. Okay, back to 2D view, start new component. Click on the component, toolpaths, 3D rough, calculate, 3D finish, calculate, reset preview, preview all sides. And that's better. It still dips a little bit. That's way better than it was. And then this side is a little, it drops quite a bit. I don't know why, but you can definitely do some hand cleanup on that, but we can always figure out why that's dropping so drastically. I'm not sure why. But anyway, we could play around with that for a future video, but that gives you a good idea. And then again, you do the same thing on this side. You sweep that one between two rails and use this angle. And then you do the same thing for the back, flip it around, do the same thing. Basically, if you follow the tutorial from the Stratocaster, you'll know how to do all that stuff. So there you go. That's a quick tutorial on the SG. When I have more time, I'll do a complete SG with the neck cut out and everything in the neck and then headstock, and probably build one. But for now, that gives you something to work with. So hopefully that was helpful, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.